Okay, thank you. Let me start sharing the screen. Um, okay. So let me go first by the new issues. Okay. This one seems to be opened by Eugen. Make the compliance Trestle workflows reusable. Okay, the compliance. Okay. Continuous workflows should be centralized. This one
Okay.
seems to be a new feature add, right?
So I think that it may be a new repo.
Okay.
Um, Essentially what I've noticed and some of the things I've needed to do is completely duplicate the workflows from Compliance Trestle to the Compliance Trestle FedRAMP repo. And um, you know, it's just added a lot of maintenance overhead to the plugin. So what I was proposing here that we do is create either use Compliance Trestle or create a new repo. I think Chris and I went back and forth a bit and agreed that a new repo would be the best way to go. So I could create a new repository that would just house our reusable CI workflows and maybe some composite actions if we want to do that. So we can use it throughout the organization. And so we can have some standardization there. So I think the results of this will be to create a new repository and then to move or copy the existing actions that we have in Compliance Trestle into that repo and rework them a little bit to allow them to accept inputs for usability.
Okay. Sounds reasonable to me. Okay. So I will assign this to you then directly.
Mm-hmm.
And oh no, sorry. Gen power. Um, this might be taken as an enhancement, I think, right? Or something new.
Yes. And then Chris, the note he had left on here
Uh-huh.
um, was about identifying a set of contributors to do a design session on CI/CD for OSCAL-Compass.
I see that.
Um, yeah, so I think we could probably mark this as an enhancement. And then once we get a new repository to house all of the infrastructure pieces for the repos, then we could probably create an epic under there to
So,
agree on a design.
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, great. Should I include this in the new in the current milestone, or do you want just to wait for the next one? Not the priority right now.
Yeah, I would say not this milestone. Another kind of point once we get to the milestone portion, you'll see is we kind of talked about like some dates. So I don't think it'll be ready by then. I think we might need to do a little bit more discussion on how to accomplish it. So
Okay,
yeah, we might just leave it as an enhancement right now.
perfect. Sounds fair. Okay, let me just get back. Let me just rearrange something here. Okay. Okay. This one seems to be opened by you as well. Classes based on OSCAL schema do not enforce well-formed OSCAL contents. This is a component definition that is not well-formed on the profile is specified for with no map controls.
So this was an action item from the last issue review. And I
Okay.
think Lou ended up adding some more information there at the bottom to describe the bug a bit more. I don't believe it's something that could be accomplished by the next milestone. It's probably something we would just have to put in the backlog.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put the backlog label here. Um, I wanted to just read here the issue. Here's the data model. Not produce constraints that ensure. Uh-huh. Mhm. Okay, I see. Mhm, mhm. Related to this previous issue. Okay. Okay, should I assign it to you or Lou or maybe both first?
Um,
Or should I leave it just as is?
yeah, maybe we could leave it unassigned. And then just I believe it's a bug. I don't know if Lou would disagree with me. I submitted it as a bug.
Okay.
Um, so perhaps we could leave it, and then during the next issue review we can discuss, like, prioritize it, figure out what milestone it should be in.
Okay. 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 Yeah, it sounds like a bug to me as well, but maybe Lou has more context on it. Okay. This one was opened by me. It's a real simple one. If you go to PyPy page, the logo is not appearing. It seems to be breaking in here, so we need to fix that. It's not looking good. I'll just assign myself this one. And you were mentioning that the next milestone has a fixed date right now, right? Or based on what we talked, or should we? Because I do think this is going to be a complicated one, but I still have some other things in my bucket to fix. So um, I should. Um, I think that this this is the due date. It's
Yeah.
now in here. Okay, no, I think it'll be resolved before that, definitely.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah. So this was kind of based on our previous conversation of
Right,
how often should we release, and then I put
right.
it on the roadmap PR for everyone to like discuss. So
Sounds reasonable. Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay. Um, did we already review these ones last time? I don't think so, right? Is this is for the roadmap? No, this is for
so
okay.
the three epics
Mm-hmm.
we have not reviewed. The roadmap we did. That was in response to the roadmap. So those are all high level efforts that were on issue 1480, which was our original roadmap.
Okay.
So once the roadmap um, PR is reviewed, it has been reviewed, by the way. I just kind of wanted to make sure that everyone agreed because I put timelines on there. So I
Okay.
know it's kind of like hit the required approvals, but I didn't want to just merge it unless I would just wanted to make sure there was no objections to the timelines. So yeah, these are kind of part of it. So the idea behind like how we would deal with the epics was I created a cycle in
Mhm,
the Trestle project, and I thought we
mhm.
can assign these high level epics to a cycle and then use that time. The cycle's 12 weeks, and then we can use that time to break them down into issues we can actually accomplish.
Okay.
And then we can assign them to monthly releases during the cycle. So that's also in the roadmap issue.
Okay. Okay. And this applies for scale mapping model and shared responsibility model as well, right?
Right. And of course we can't really assign those to a cycle until they're released by until the models are released by NIST as
Yeah.
non-prototypes.
Yeah.
But I did see that we got some questions in GitHub discussions on, are we going to support the mapping model? So hopefully having these kinds of issues out in the open, easier to find, will help with those questions.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Perfect. It's clear. So we already reviewed this, right?
Yes.
I guess we are done. Are we doing the? Are we reviewing the old ones like we did the last time? I think so, right? Will
I
be.
think we could try to review the stale ones, at least figure out what we like, which ones, or who do we need to reach out to, or which ones are just obviously we can close.
We can put comments on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I think we already reviewed this one and we put a comment. Yes. Uh, Create graph as part of the Trestle framework. Master aggregator is a functional for combining various sources of partial results into SAR responding to SAP. Um, mm, mm, okay. Okay. Let me put the same comment because this one, at least for me, I don't know what do you think, but seems relevant still.
Yeah, I definitely think we should just follow up on this one.
Okay, let me just put comments. Okay, that one is reviewed. Okay, so developer, I need an approach to running integration tests against remote services. Seems relevant as well, which means that there are issues with respect to small occasions, including GitHub HTTPS with the still with which contains no configuration control. Actions. Current containers. This was mentioned in another issue. Oh, there was a duplicate. Okay. I'm going to make the same comment as I think this seems relevant as well.
Yeah, it seems like it could relate to the other epic we have around testing. I know those are end-to-end tests, but maybe um, it could be related, or there could be some reuse there.
Let me link it.
Okay,
Which was the issue? Do you
let
remember?
me see if I can find it.
Okay.
The end-to-end epic is 1607.
16. Uh-huh. Okay. I see. We just okay, yes, what parameter? So Trestle user, I want to be able to tell that where repositories which will support subset types. Hmm. Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that this feature has been mentioned in the community
Yes.
by at
I,
least one user. So
I
it
think
might be,
yeah, I think what it was mentioned on the GSA talk, right, by Brian. If I don't remember wrongly. Or well maybe at another time.
perhaps we could throw this issue in the Slack after this and see if we can get some community input
In-
and see if it would be still relevant to those in the community.
okay.
Here, I'll put that as a action item for after this.
Okay, yep.
What issue is what's the issue number?
Uh
52.
52, yeah.
All right.
Bear would be great. The precondition would be the set of Trestle commands will need to be reworked to create the necessary directories on demand. Okay. Uh-huh. The purpose of initialization. It seems it's completed. But wait, it seems that there is an issue. There was an issue opened to specify the purpose of initialization is related to 352, but takes it a bit further. It says Trestle init will create the full directory. It's a bit overwhelming for the user. Uh-huh. So the proposal is to introduce three modes for Trestle init. Trestle init or Trestle init mode, full mode, local. So init Trestle full. Okay. Trestle init mode to GovDocs. Yeah, still isn't quite what we want to achieve, I think. Because I remember Ryan Ahern from GSA was mentioning that he tried with the Trestle init GovDocs. But I mean, that's not the purpose of the GovDocs, right? The GovDocs is just to use the governed document stuff. it does seem relevant to me, but still I would like to see something like this uh, to be implemented and see what we can specify to be initialized or not. So what I think, yeah, I just wanted to go and see what this issue was about. But still, I think if there's comments from the community, we should take them into consideration and put this discussion on Slack. Okay.
Yep, sounds good. Because I do think the comment was around like, do you need to have every single model type available? And I know from my use of Trestle that I usually delete the ones I don't need.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it would probably be good to address.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave this open to discussion then. That sounds good. Let's go to the next one. As a user, I would like an example repo showing release management with Trestle. Mm-hmm.
Would this be an agile authoring issue, actually? It seems like it might be because it's related to like direct CI implementations.
It seems to, yes. Yes, projects can either live in GitHub. By this time, I think agile authoring was not in the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what do you say? Should we close it with the comment and open it in agile authoring, or ask Chris first?
We could transfer it to agile authoring, but maybe we should bring it to everyone's attention just to see if that's something that's still desired. I think that we discussed it last time, that agile authoring, the roadmap there is still kind of under construction. So maybe could help inform it, or we could see if others agree with it.
Okay. I could put a comment in here and bring it up to Vika's attention on another meeting. On another meeting. He's not here.
And then I think if the agreement is that it be moved to agile authoring, I would propose we kind of use it as a survey or put it on Slack and see, because I think it mentions GitHub Actions, Travis, and Tecton. So maybe we could see or gather, like, are people using these CI providers? Are there other ones that the community is more interested in?
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, let me put this. Is this something we should be supporting in the job offerings? So why don't we and let me put, I think, an action item for this one. We could as well as you're saying, gather community input, which is this one. This is for 32 for 32. Whether they are using CL choose for our interests not first in then Okay. And what I put as an action item there was to gather community input on that one, and in the sense that you're saying, right? If they are interested on other kind of CI to be supported, we should be taking that into consideration. But first, we should discuss this with either Chris or because as well. So I am putting that comment, and I think I'll try to bring it up to because maybe tomorrow in the morning in the morning that we have a meeting. Um, does that sound good? Or
Yeah, I think it sounds good. I can also link the roadmap issue. I think that just as you said, goal one is just figure out the scope of that issue since it might need more information so we could actually start asking questions or use it to ask the community questions because I'm not 100% sure what's being conveyed there.
okay, sounds reasonable. Okay, this is the next one. Okay, it says as an external user, I want a mechanism where I can pass full SSP and automatically match an existing split. Trestle maintains synchronization to GMT. Just identify that it would be fantastic if it years between collaborate and Trestle project, however, given this news. Mm, what do you think of this one? I have no clue, actually.
This was actually just making me think maybe we need a new label
Okay,
for ones that like need more information.
okay.
And that could even be helpful for like if we give an example, a user submits a feature and we're just not sure what it needs or we need them to fill in more information, perhaps a label would be helpful there.
Sounds good. Yeah. Mm, uh, sorry. Some more information. Some more information. And some more information. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be there already. Mm. Did I created it?
I thought you did.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Um, let me ask Chris if we do. Okay. Okay. Add inspection method to discover what classes are available in transformation factory. Um, What do you think of this one? I catch the idea in the general sense.
Yeah, and I think there's a few like this, and there's a couple singleton object factories, and not even just transformers. It's also the validation class.
Mm-hmm,
So I do think it could be generally helpful for the SDK users. In fact, I think on our downstream, we're also registering a transformer.
mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what kind of priority it would have, but I do think it would be useful as somebody who uses the SDK. So it could be that we um, add it to the backlog, or or maybe I know we have the investigate um, label, but I just don't know who we would assign this to actually investigate.
Yeah, the thing here is that I don't really know how. I don't really see this a priority for now because we have other things that are a little bit more urgent in a sense, maybe. I could, or maybe we could talk to Vikas and see what he thinks. Um, because yeah, as you're saying, seems to be useful.
Yeah, I wonder how it might even be good to. I believe Chris may attend the next issue review meeting. It may be good to ask what the extent is, or maybe how difficult it might be to implement. I think I have a general idea, but I'm wondering if it could be like something we mark as like help wanted or good first issue. See if this could be addressed by someone in the community, maybe even an SDK user who would like to see this implemented.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it seems to be good, but is it going to be used in the end? Maybe, maybe not. So,
Exactly. So maybe that's actually a great point. So maybe if we put help wanted on it, we'll know if it'll be used, because the person ideally who would implement it would be someone using it instead
okay,
of us doing it hoping someone will use it.
okay, hmm hmm okay. Let me just put this in the action items so we remember. Because if not, I think at least me, I am not going to remember. Oh,
I agree. I will probably not remember unless I watch this recording.
exactly. Um, 16. Okay, I put the notes there. Inspection. What tests are available in transformation vector? Okay. Um. Okay. Create demonstrations of using Trestle as pre-commit hook. Trestle user, it would be fantastic if Trestle can run for certain operations as a pre-commit hook. Trestle is not optimized for pre-commit. However, pre-commit can easily be configured for Trestle. Provide an example in the compliance Trestle demos project. Um, I know of an example of Trestle being used as a pre-commit hook that with governed documents. not with other commands. So it seems weird why this was first closed and then opened again. Validation using Trestle during commute.
I bet
Mm.
it was an accident because it was closed and reopened on the same day. I know I've definitely done that.
You're right. You're right. Right. I hadn't seen that. Yeah. Okay.
It does seem like this could be transferred to the demo repo, though. I
Mm.
think this might be one of those where if unless Trestle needs changes that are identified when completing the demo, I would recommend we just move it to the demo repo.
Mm. Okay. That one is good. Um, Jen, you put these cost release strategies for 10 minutes, but I think we should have more quorum for that. What they think? Um, at least we could start with something, but I think because Lou, even Marjorie will be interested on that discussion as well. But um, I don't know.
I agree. I don't think we can make that determination here
Okay.
without most of the group. I will say that um, the roadmap PR does cover some of it, at least like the high level timelines we agreed to. And I did just get an approval from Manjiri. So if you are in agreement with the high level timelines on there, I can probably just go ahead and merge it. I think everyone's given it a look and approved it. And then as far as like how do we do like manage the branches, release branches, or how are we going to structure the workflow? I think that's still to be discussed with
Okay.
everyone else.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm, I'll take a look to that one. I haven't taken a look yet, but I will later on.
Thank
Like,
you.
sure. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue then and see what we can cover in this 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good. I'll just put a note in the notes to say that we are skipping the release.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, correct.
All right, this one. Hmm.
Perfect. Yeah. FedRAM SSP editing workflow support. SSP generator to support the structure fields. Controls tools. Interesting. Hmm.
So I think this is if I'm not mistaken, I think this is partially done. So this has been part of the effort that I have been doing to update the FedRAMP plugin. So, for example, the add props feature that was just added in the latest release should allow users to add custom properties, and especially the ones that are required by FedRAMP. And then the workflow would be they add the custom properties to their markdown. This gets added back at the implemented requirements level in their SSP, and then they can use the FedRAMP plugin to do the validation from the rules published in the FedRAMP automation repository to make sure that they have a FedRAMP compliant SSP. And then on top of that, there's a pending feature. There's a few PRs in that repo to use that SSP to generate a Word document from the FedRAMP template. So I think this might overlap with this issue, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it seems to. What are the issues that you're mentioning? Maybe we can confirm with Chris if that has already been addressed.
Yep, let me find a link to those. So I think maybe we'll just link this issue here. I'll put it in the call chat, and maybe we can go from there. This also might have been pre-FedRAMP plugin as well, since it's from 2021.
Yep. Okay. Address handling constraints, constraint lists, since they help you find. The complication skills book constraints list. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
This actually overlaps, might be a duplicate of one of the first issues that we reviewed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which one was it? It was the one that Lou had commented on that I put in. 1630. I think it's a dupe, or not exactly a duplicate, but overlaps very much with 1630.
Yeah. As soon as I saw main items 1, I thought, okay. But 16, what? Sorry? 16?
1630.
Okay. Mm. Um, maybe we could get an agreement with Chris and closing this one and continuing on 1630, which seems to be a little bit more updated, right? Um,
Yeah, it would, I think Lou had a solution in mind that he had posted on 1630. So it also seems that Chris has a solution in mind. So maybe it would be good to use 1630 or maybe this issue, depending on what the preference is to keep whichever one open,
mhm.
for them to agree on a way forward, since they seem to be the subject matter experts on this particular section.
Yeah, yeah. Please review this one and maybe confirm um, which solution either from either the is it is it understandable or um sometimes I'm bad at
Yeah,
words.
let me read it real quick.
Yeah, because we're talking of the solution, not the issue per se, right? It seems to be really similar.
Yeah, I think I understand it. And then we can figure out, maybe depending on which solution we choose, we can keep one, or maybe one of them will point out that there's certain differences that need to be addressed on each issue, and we have to keep them both. I think that's also a possibility.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. I think this was already done. Because I remember Frank late 2022 explaining this to me. There are 27 uses of roots. There are only a few different patterns of usage. Most of them involve critics. That those scriptures are blessed. Decisions. Mhm. This was never merged. Um, I think this one was done in here to not merge into. I remember him saying that he was removing all the root references in this one into this one. I don't know if Lou made that change with the newest version, removing all the root references. I don't think so. Mm. Mm. Um, yeah, it doesn't seem to be addressed yet.
Okay.
Mm. So I think I will put this the backlog.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. Mhm.
And then could you add it to the project if we're going to add it to the backlog?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
So roadmap, yes. Thanks for that. Okay. Mhm. There's only 3 minutes left. Was there anything that you wanted to do before closing the meeting, or not
Um,
really?
I don't think so. I think getting through the stale issues was good. I mean, I know that the goal wasn't to close them. It was just to like figure out what to do next. So I think we were able to do that. Um, I think that it might be helpful if during the next issue review, we have a discussion on like what issues should go where if they meet a particular criteria, like the demo issues should always go in the demo repo, and issues for now still go in here, but maybe they'll go in like if we create an infrastructure repo between now and then they'll go there. So I think that might just be helpful so that when we go through these, we're not closing issues, but we can easily just transfer them over based on that prior agreement. But other than that, I don't have anything.
Okay. Cool. Let's just review this last one, I think, and we can wrap it up here.
Sounds good.
Cool. Create demo with catalog and profiles for CM and C is an emerging standard required for organizations engaging in the US GOT script system. Yeah, there seems to be another one to be transferred, right? Okay. It still seems to be something. Chief Information Officer, U.S. Department of Defense.
I think we could transfer it, and since we have a few demo like ideas on our hands, I think it also would be good to create a discussion maybe in GitHub on the demo repo just to see what types of demos that people are interested in the community. I think there's like we have a lot of really good ideas, but maybe it just might help us understand where to focus our time if there's specific ones. Like even if we were like, here's some ideas, everyone should like vote for their favorite, something like that, perhaps.
Sounds good. Yep. So I'll transfer this one then,
Okay,
and we can make that discussion happen.
sounds good.
And I guess that's it for today. We are on time.
All right.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and stop the recording.